Hi, and welcome to the September 2016 video horoscope and video forecast. I am Sanne Sephora Philipson, your intuitive mentor, modern psychic. I'm a grail keeper, I'm a shaman, I am many things. But what is most essential is that I am sensitive, very sensitive, and I am just a human, nothing else. Just a simple human back here on Mother Earth, having a earthly, if you can say that, experience. I'm Danish and I live in the south of France. I'm not going to waste any time today because I might just have, as usual, 20 minutes. Again, welcome. And I'm so very grateful for you honoring me with your company. So thank you for being here today and listening to me. I'm going to ask you these questions because it has been a rough year. At this very moment, we have 5 planets that are retrograde here at the 2nd of September. Yesterday, it was an eclipse and a new moon. And we have yet another eclipse coming up this month, as well as the solstice, I think it's called, when the summertime changes to fall. And my English is not perfect. I'm doing the best that I can, as well as you are. Well, the question that I have for you is, do you also feel sometimes extremely overwhelmed, but also that you're falling behind? Everything that you have planned for this year, and perhaps for many months or just August, you didn't do it. You're way behind. Is that also you? What else did I write here? And do you also feel very tired, worn out, and exhausted, and don't sleep well enough during the night? Do you also feel lonely like ever before? And have you also discovered something growing from the inside of you that even scares you? And can you feel that you have also been more introvert and also more can't deal with it, I'll just mind my own business? When it comes to the last questions, I will say to you, well done, high five. You're doing well. But the other questions I will go through later on during this horoscope. What I will remind you of is that 2016 is a 9-digit, 2016 is 9. It's a year of letting go. It's a year of growing up. It's a year of responsibility, being responsible towards our own needs and attentive towards our own needs, and not being out here living. See how tired I look. I'm tired and I lack water because we are so tired at this very moment. And I'm also back on my cleansing since I was in Denmark. Well, in May and June, we realized we were stuck. We were actually stuck in our own life. But we couldn't move because the barriers of our life weren't removed until July. So in July, we stood still and we realized, I don't like that, I'll remove that, I have to do this and that. So it's been a couple of months where we've been working and rearranging, I can't say it perfectly, rearranging the inner poles to figure out who we are. So the person that you were in June compared to the person you are today is so much stronger and clearer and doing much better than I know you think you're doing. In August, so in July, the fences were broken down. We could see, oh fuck, this is the life that I have been living until now. We saw all our bullshit and lies. We had that face up in July. In July, we also realized we had a need for more spiritual life, more healthy life. Many of us have detoxed in August because August was about, okay, now I get it, now I see it, I must rearrange myself in order to master all the changes I need to implement in my life. And this is where we are, this is where we are at this very moment. We are ready to do and to implement. It's been many months filled with thinking, considering, backing out, saying goodbye, clearing out all shit. So now you and I, there it is. So now you and I are much more mature emotionally. I also wrote here that in August we were landing. We were actually just landing and standing and being in August. We couldn't go running or acting or taking big steps with the roars in our boat. I can't say that word, roars. I don't think I'm saying it correctly. But does it make sense that we were standing still, we were observing, we were thinking, we were rearranging, we were dealing with, and we threw old shit out, especially there, old bullshit and mental clutter, and we grew up emotionally. Now, at this very moment, it's the time for you and I to act upon everything that we have experienced, and everything that we have realized. We can't walk around in our own house knowing that I don't like it and just let it stand there. Well, I need to fix it. You have to do it. What you know you have to act upon, you have to do it now. But also know that you have to work with the energies that are here at this very moment. So if you want to do it now, the energies might say, you're not going to go anywhere because you need to be attentive towards your own needs and you have to follow the flow. I'm just about to update my sensitive self-sabotage.dk website, which I haven't done in more than a year, because it made me feel so happy doing it. So I put everything into bits and pieces and called my guy so he can help me. And as you can see, it feels good. But I can't change this until the energy is there. But sometimes I can just do a little instead of doing nothing. See, all leaves are falling off. And do not have old plants in your house that you don't like or that is dead. Live a life and live in a place that makes you feel good. And just know you can't run from what you have without the ghosts moving with you. You can't leave a relationship without bringing the ghosts with you to the next relationship if you haven't dealt with it. And that's very obvious this year. Our past is coming up right here and it wants to be faced. We can't hide, we can't run, we can't escape, we can't do anything except grow up, be responsible, and act upon what we know we should act upon. And August was very much about building up inner strength, changing our diet, even improving our diet and our exercise routines. But we didn't have much energy in August. Do you agree with me? But we will have more energies from the next week. The second week of September will be more energized. Now we are at this old bridge of old and the present and new, and it's going like this. So it's very important that you slow down, ground yourself, and are attentive towards your own needs. So now I can remove this one from August. So who am I? I'm Sanne Sephora, an extremely sensitive person, Danish, living in the south of France in the magical Languedoc area, the historical place where Jesus and Mary Magdalene moved to and had their children. A very spiritual, beautiful area. I used to be in a wheelchair. I almost faced death 8 times. I was assaulted by a guy I had and a boyfriend in the army where I was for 10 years. I tilted 2 times on my motorcycle, and the fourth I think, I ended up in a wheelchair. I was in the Gladiators on television and fell 3 meters to the bare ground and had many fractures on my body. I had many more accidents and I almost died when my mom gave birth to me. But I was this warrior. I was taught to be in a certain way, and when I ended up in a wheelchair and I couldn't walk for a while, oh shit, I was sitting there, I think I am the person that I was taught to be, which has nothing to do with who I really am, an extremely sensitive and vulnerable person. I had an eating disorder, I had arthritis, I had allergies, I had pains for more than 10 years. I had lots of traumas and a sexual assault from my childhood. And I just knew one thing. I did not like the person that I was. But today I do. I've made my own regression therapy technique to get rid of all the bullshit we have in our luggage. I am an inner child therapy expert because I developed many inner child therapy techniques to get rid of my childhood's neglect. I teach people how to heal themselves. I have sensitive membership groups. And I have made more than 140 videos on YouTube, and I can't stop sharing. I have all this energy and I just want to share it. So I'm very grateful for you being here and receiving it today. I have many expert titles. It doesn't matter. Let's get back to the topic. And there's no cutting or editing. So when I spit, I do this and that, or get scared because that dog, it's here. Nothing is perfect here. I'm going to ask you these questions because you have to ask them towards yourself. You have to coach yourself on these questions. How? Oh no. I'm back. That's what it's like. It's life. It's normal. No one's perfect. Well, I wrote to you here these questions. Remember to ask them towards yourself. Pause the video. How good are you at being strong and standing up for yourself? What is your limits? What is your limits? What will you put up with and what will you not put up with? You have to know this because you will be tested on everything that you have learned so far up until today. Not just 1 decade ago or 2 decades ago where the planet stood as they do at this exact moment. But I'm 39 years old, so I'm being tested on 39 years of patterns of standing up to myself and really showing who I really am, but not with an aggressive manner, but just, I hear what you're saying, but it's not my truth. So speaking from our heart is so important this month because you will be tested on everything that you have learned up until this very moment. Yeah, I also got a new tattoo in there. And I also have to ask you this question, which I wrote to you. Who are you? And do you know how much of your personality is the taught personality, the one that you were raised to be? Because you have to know this in order to change. You cannot change what you do not know. So figure out how much of your personality from 0 to 100 is the old person, the one you were taught to be and raised to be and adapted, and how much of your true beautiful self here in the middle, your true divine self, how much room does he or she get within you every day? I also wrote here that it is a rough time at this very moment because we are cleansing and cleansing and cleansing. In August, we were cleansing emotionally and growing up emotionally and becoming more responsible. And everything that we have learned until so far, God damn it, I look tired. I was just in Denmark teaching for a week and having clients and traveling. And also this huge shift is so big because it is actually a period now where the possibilities of growth is not just this big, it's this big. It's the ninth month of the 9th year, 9-9, and soon it's 999 for 9 September. And the energies in September are shit powerful. They are so powerful like big waves. So you need all the strength, all the knowledge, and the personal responsibility strength you can build. Not like being strong up here with all your fences and all your barriers, but being strong for yourself. Stepping back. And one of the questions was, are you behind? Can you feel that you have been falling behind? Well, it's not just you, because in August we realized and we changed within from the inside. And here in September, we are ready to implement those changes, because what you and I wanted to change the 1st of August is not the same thing, these same things we want to change at this very moment. Does that make sense? My tongue can't even speak. Fuck bloody hell. But I hope you get the essence. So, now we can act, now we can change, now we can improve, and now we can set new standards. And it is very important that you in this month of September set new standards for yourself. What will you put up with? What will you not put up with? Who are you? What has to change? What has to leave? And not necessarily they have to leave. Just know, okay, Peter and I, we aren't at the same level. I don't know, I don't have to deal with it. So step out of all the bullshit, step out of all the dramas, and just focus on your own needs. Focus on where you want to be, and do little bits and pieces every day to move towards where you want to be. I also asked if you were very tired and exhausted, and that's not just you, it's many of us sensitive souls, because we are being bombarded with energy from above. If we were not tired, we would run, and then we wouldn't change from the inside. Our inner poles and chakras and energies are being... And not until midweek, the second week of September, will we become even more strong and focused within ourselves. So the energies has to arrive this first week and land in our body, and then we'll feel more energized. I also asked you if you felt lonely. I was sitting in the bus in Copenhagen last week, and I said to myself, I've never ever felt more lonely. I don't even have a family, but I've never felt more lonely. And then I changed it, like I said in August. I changed perspective, and I said to myself, yeah, but I have never ever been so centered. I've stopped seeking other people's approval as a sensitive and sharing my energies and speaking to everyone. No, I have centered myself. I am in my own energy field. I own my potential. I don't just give it around to everyone. I see myself. So yes, I might feel at one level very lonely, but I've never felt more strong, grounded and centered and free within myself. So there's also always a second perspective to what we are going through. So I can now... Yeah, and that was the other thing. Have you felt that you have fallen behind? Have you lacked keeping up with your routines and your food? Just notice you have to change it now. If you know how to eat, act upon it now. Because the year for growth, the year of growing up is now. It's not 2017, which is a 1. It's now. Please don't postpone your own growth or your own well-being. Be responsible, but also be a loving and compassionate observator. Is that the right word? Observator of your own life. Oh, I'm such a shithead. I keep complaining. I understand, because I did have a rough past. Now it's myself talking. Oh, there were so many people I wanted. You should see me. I'm doing this. This is me. Oh fuck. There's so many people I wanted to become friends with, but it didn't work out. It just were like that. And then I looked at it from another perspective. Well, I did have post-traumatic stress for many, many, many years. I did have a very abusive childhood and was neglected emotionally and mentally. I was left on my own. I can accept that I was this very narrow, square-minded Asperger person that had to survive. So feel compassionate about who you used to be. Feel compassionate with all the farts out there, because we all have a past. And some of us have the courage to deal with our past. And I'm sure you do too, so well done, be proud of yourself. I keep babbling. So, I also wrote to you that here in September, there will come lots more energy. You will feel more free than ever. But the amount of freedom and flow you will experience in September depends on how much you engaged in yourself in July and August and the past months and changed. What you have not changed will keep pushing you backwards. What you have acted upon will give you more wind in your back. So the less you have done for yourself of good things and good stuff, the more you will be held back. And it's never too late to change, my beloved you. Please go out and give yourself the very best what you can get of everything. And you might say, well, I don't have any money, but you can at least start loving yourself for all the bits and pieces and the crooked ears or the cross-eyed or the weight or whatever it is. You deserve to be loved. My scars deserve to be loved. I have a bee stick. It itches like hell, but I can also understand why it itches. Instead of just beating it because it hurts, it really does. But just be compassionate with yourself and bear with yourself. And do remember, you are not your lowest potential. You are your highest potential. You are strong and centered and loving and caring and creative. You are not this little warrior, insecure and little, or this big ego, me. You're neither of them. You are who you are in your beautiful heart. I asked my mentor many years ago, will I become mentally ill like my dad was? And will I abuse children? And he said no. Because you are who you choose to be in your heart. And I get emotional. Because everything is a choice. September is also about letting go. You just heard me say, I feel so lonely. I don't have any like-minded down here in France. I have a like-minded in myself. I feel good about myself. I forgive myself for having this approach towards life. So one of the big topics for September is be responsible, grow up and grow up emotionally, but also let go and forgive. Very important reminders. Let go and forgive. I can be feeling guilty for all the people I didn't get along with, because I am not a people who can get along with everyone, because I am a very spiritual person. It's not just a hobby that I do from day to day. I have a big light with me, and I bet you have the same as a sensitive, aware person. So whenever someone enters my life, they get bombarded with light. And you might experience the same as well. And many people don't want to change. So they put up all their fences and all their walls and make you the bad person because they feel bad about themselves. And there we stand as a sensitive person ending up feeling sad and bad about who we are, when initially it was about the other person. So also be aware, and that's what I coached you on as well, your boundaries. What will you put up with and what will you not put up with? Who's your false adapted personality, a part of you, and who's your true self? And remember, this one is the one that is going to be sitting in front of the steering wheel. I also wrote this down to challenge you a bit. Say yes to more in September. Say yes more to yourself, but also say yes to new adventures. Because the fear within you and in me will always say, no, I don't think I will. No, I've said yes, but I think I'll cancel it. Yeah, but grow up. We're not gonna let our lives be run by fear. You and I are grown-ups, creative, cool, spiritual persons. We know who we are and what we're worth. Say yes, goddammit. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to life. Say yes to new opportunities and challenge yourself. We will not be challenged if we always do the same and go in circles and go in circles. We have to break that shitty circle in order to move forward and evolve. I also have a very important advice for you here in the end, which is stop. Stop. Stop constantly moving towards somewhere. Stop constantly having a purpose with what you do. Oh, I have to eat this to lose weight. I have to do this to feel good. I have to do yoga before I feel good. I have to eat an apple before I get slim. Oh, fuck it. Fuck. Let go, my love. Be. We constantly have a purpose about what we do. I have to water my plants to make sure that they don't get curled in the ends. I have to not drink coffee because this or that is decaf. I have to drink my coffee before I can do this and that. I have to clean before I can get a treat. Just live, god damn it. Take the purpose out of everything you do. I have to go to work to make money. No, I have to go to work and make a difference. I work for God, like Anthony Williams says in his book, The Medical Medium. I myself have taken my life purpose, which has been rough for 10 years, and said it's not mine. I have given my life purpose to the divine and said, thank you for the honor of working for this life purpose on your behalf. So all the burdens and all the thinking and doing this to do that, it's gone, it's out of my system. I have so much more advices for you. And I have one last. I can't stop babbling. This month, you will be tested on your ability to be flexible. But also stand strong in yourself. But you will be tested on your ability to be flexible. And how flexible you are depends on the level of maturity that you have gained. Your level of flexibility depends on the flow you have gained by changing your diet, exercising more, and working with your mind and your emotional self. I do hope you like this video. It's my third ever made English video forecast. I hope you like it, and I would love for you to leave a message. And please share it. I would love that. So my message could get out to the world and all more sensitive, aware souls can feel good about who they are. I love what I do. And I hope you also love what you do. It might not be what you really want to do, but at least love it, because you will not move to the next level until you love what you have. You have to love what you have in order to get something better. There's always something good in where you are at this very moment. And I bet you are at a level where I'm not yet. You might have children or a gorgeous boyfriend or girlfriend or partner. I'm not there yet, but I feel good about being me in this very moment. And if you know someone who would like me to come out and do speaking, I would love it. I would fly around the world to go out and do speaking. And enough with the babbling. Thank you so much for being here. I love you to bits and pieces, for taking your time to sit here and watch me with all my imperfections. I wish you a magical month. Take good care of yourself. You're doing much better than you think. Don't you forget that. Bye bye. Namaste.